Hi, everybody. It's great to have you with us for Wednesday Wobble, wherever you are and whatever you're doing today. It's great to have you for a few minutes, just this lunchtime as we come together and Wobble. Think about some of the news from the week past. Some of you will know that Wobble is a name that I give to just people sitting around chatting and talking about the news. It's great to have some of you commenting already. Hello to Niall and Deborah and little Ivy. Great to have you with us this morning, and Amy in Yorkshire, and to Laura, wherever you're up to this morning. I hope all is good with you guys. If you're out there and you're watching, please say hello in the comments. We really appreciate that, and it's great to be able to shout out and say hello to you. And if there's anything this week in the news that made you stop and wonder, or made you stop and think, if there's something that kind of stopped you where you were and you want to share it with us all, please feel free to put that in the comments as well. We would love to hear from you wherever you are and whatever you are doing today. As you know, our Wednesday Wobble means that we get out the local paper. So we have the Sligo Champion, and I've been reading. It's a better week for news, is the good news. There was more happier stories this week to kind of reflect on and to think about. And as you know, we've been kind of looking at positive stories. There's enough negative going on in our world. In fact, you know, the headlines at the moment. There's Ballymote for one of our ex-Ballymote. They're complaining about banks closing. But there's been lots going on in the news, and there were two stories that, as I scrolled through the paper and had a think about, was God saying anything about any of these things, came to mind. Niall wants to know if there's any jobs in the Sligo Champion. I'll have a wee look. I'm hoping I'll have a wee flick through. I don't think you want all the paper rattling on the microphone, but I'll have a look and we'll see. Have a look and we'll. There were two stories that stood out to me that I thought were really helpful and really interesting, and were kind of positive stories. First one was this one here, page 25 of the Sligo Champion, and it was a piece all about a new video that had just been made. In fact, it's going to be premiered in Dublin at an online film festival. It's a film about surfing. And for those of you who are Sligo folk, or those of you who know us, you know that Sligo has a lot of sea. Not as warm at this time of the year as perhaps it is where Niall is, but certainly there is lots of sea. And this film was made by a group of women, about women surfers, and encouraging people in terms of taking up the sport, but also communicating what's going on out there. So they've been filming in Eastkey and in Lissadell here and at Strandhill. And I loved this little bit. The lady, her name is Alice, who made the movie, had got some special equipment for going out into the water for filming, some waterproof housings for the camera. And she wasn't able to go out in her surfboard anymore. She had to actually paddle out with her flippers. And she says this in the article: I brought the waterproof housing for that film, and it was a huge learning curve. It was scary at the beginning. There was a big difference between out on a surfboard and on a flotation device. And then being out with a heavy camera in the sea. So I was terrified the first few times I went out. But when I got there, I got used to it and I loved it. A really good friend of mine this morning, or yesterday evening even maybe, posted this on Facebook. And I'm going to see if I can show it to you. This is definitely testing my technical skills, but we're going to do our best here to do this. Hopefully, and we're going to hit this one, and we're going to press this button. There we go. Hopefully, brilliant. We're nearly there. Tell you, this is well worth waiting for. Share screen, share screen, share screen, share screen. And there we go. Look at that, by the magics of modern technology. It's a picture by a gentleman called Charlie Mackey, and if you look really careful, it mightn't be too clear if you're watching on a phone this morning, or this afternoon. There's a horse, and you can see somebody lying in the back of the horse, and it says, "We are tired, but dawn is coming, so hold on." And I loved it. Veronica obviously loves it as well. Vera, I hope you're doing well out there in Florence Court this afternoon. But that little bit of that article made me think about this particular story. Now, let's see if I can make that go away. This would be amazing if we can make this happen. Just like that. Isn't that amazing? Now, and there was a second article that made me think. So the first one was all about surfing, and it was all about making a film. The second was another film. Let's see if I can turn up the right page. And it was this one here. The local football team, Sligo Rovers. Some fans actually out there. Oh, just before we move on, Amy reminds us that picture is like the horse and his boy from the Narnia books. Amy's a big fan of the Narnia books. I can recommend them highly. And actually, it is a little bit. Second article was this one here. And it's all about the local football team, Sligo Rovers, not the sports reports about the friendlies with Finn Harps or anything like it. But actually, it's about a new film that's been made called Shine. And the local football club throughout the generations have been involved in it, because actually the two Morans who've been involved in making it have gone back and talked to people and have tried to capture something of the community and the club and the history, the highs, the lows, the good days, the bad days, and just kind of document it all and tell the community story. It made me think when I read this. Oisin, who's one of the people who made the film, said this. It's more of a club thing. It's a community thing. And I know that gets said a lot. And as a team, they would definitely see themselves as a community. And as they tell the story, I actually got sent the film earlier in the week to have a look at. And it got me thinking about what community looks like. And they tell in the article in the paper some interviews with the people, including Tony Fagan and lots of other famous sort of Sligo Rovers folk. But it made me think a little bit about what community looks like. And if we think about that picture that I showed you, about a lot of us are kind of tired, perhaps, but we are still holding on. The football clubs play behind closed doors, and people like my dad, who are nearly, certainly at the advanced stage of his 70s, can now find the matches on his iPad and watch what's going on. We're gathering in a different way. The surf community, when we look at the video, that whole video is going to be promoted in a new way as well. It's going to be an entirely online film festival that it's going to be first premiered in. So we are meeting, but we are meeting in a different way. Hence, there's days like today when we're wobbling online. But it made me think about this piece of scripture from Hebrews chapter 10. And it got me thinking about whether or not this might be true, said he who was trying to get it to come up. Sure, we're doing brilliantly. Where's Sally when we need her? Let me see. It's this bit of scripture here. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. It's got cut off in the banner there. Got me thinking about that. We don't meet together the same way. We meet together differently. But actually the habit of doing it is a good thing, even though it looks different right at this time. Because when we, as the church, we as Christians, we as people who have an interest in things of faith, when we gather in things like this and online stuff and online services and Zooms and all of those things that we do at the moment to be able to do life, it is such a powerful thing. Such a powerful thing. And we are encouraged to hang on. We might be tired, but to hang on and to not give up. That's my thoughts, my wobble for the day. And I'm just having a quick look at the comments. I see that, Amy, even the Portadown matches are... Amy can see her Portadown matches from Yorkshire, where she is at the moment. You see, we've found ways of gathering. They mightn't be the same. They mightn't be as what we'd like. But there are ways of gathering. And today's paper reminds us of those things. And it reminds us that as God's people, we are to be encouraged to continue to keep gathering in whatever ways we can, and to spur one another on towards love and good deeds. And by gum, we need that just at the moment. It's great to have you all with us, wherever you are. It's been lovely to have you with us. There's a good crowd of you out there today. And we want to encourage you in all that you do over the coming weeks. And we'll be back this week. We are back Thursday evening for Thursday Chats, 8:30. Malcolm, myself, and Amy, we are going to be talking about James and John, two of the disciples, and the brothers of thunder. So we'll be thinking about that and all those things Thursday night. Recenter's back Sunday morning, 10:30, and Sunday afternoon. And I see a couple of folk out there who would be in this camp. We have Messy Church. See, oh, look at that! That was almost slick. Messy Church, 2:30. It may have been advertised at 3:00, and we realised that the kickoff for the rugby was at 3:00. So 7 next Sunday, 2:30 online. We're thinking about the Good Shepherd because we're in that time of the year, and so if you are a Messy Church person, it'd be great to see you for that as well. And so that's what's going on this week. Bless you wherever you are. Look after yourself and each other. And oh, that's a dreadful saying. I can't believe that came out of my mouth. But anyway, it did. Look after yourselves, and we hope that you will be blessed in all that happens this week. Bless you. Take care.